Live, and we are live. Yes, we are live. Excellent. Okay, cool. I've got the wrong camera on for some reason. I don't know why. I was trying to get my other camera on, which has a slightly better quality picture. Taylor, straight in there. Taylor, all right. So we're going to give it a few minutes. We get a few people on. Oh, they're piling in there. Look, good. I didn't really tell many people I was going to come on tonight because I was debating whether to do it or not. Excuse me. All right. So who we got then? Gobi Desert. Yay, Petri. How are you doing? And where's some bloody glasses, man? All right. Just remember then, everybody, if you are coming on, Michelle, who must have said to stream your name, and then I can see on Facebook who it is. If you're coming on and you haven't told them on Facebook who it is, I can't see. I can see it. Hey, Tony. All right, Mara. Michelle Potter, first time. Oh, well, good. Hiya, Peter Brentnell. Excellent. From Norway. Namaste. Yeah. The lots of people coming in. Excellent. Well, welcome. Lone Wolf. Saskatchewan, eh? Oh, lovely. Now then, Saskatchewan. I've only ever seen it like on maps and stuff like that, and like you can't trust maps because I don't believe anything that they tell us or show us. So which province or territory is that in then, Lone Wolf? You got to tell me, mate. Okay, because I do not know. Judy, hi Judy. So you got to let me know. So let me know where you're from. Let me know if you can hear me. Obviously, everybody can hear me, or else you would have been telling me by now that you can't hear anything. Hopefully, the microphone's fine. I could not get the proper camera to work. Yes, I agree with you, Lone Wolf. Central Prairies. Okay, but I agree with that first bit. Lovely. West Central. All right. But I mean, Saskatchewan. Sounds great, doesn't it? Saskatchewan. From Florida. Oh, Anthony. Yeah, brilliant. Whereabouts in Florida, though? Because I used to actually have a home in Florida for a while. A few years back, obviously, on there. So there's quite a few people knocking about there. Brilliant. Yeah, hearing me loud and clear. Excellent. Okay, Mike, been looking forward to it. Cool. Northern Ireland. Laura. All right. Love Northern Ireland. The one of the last fights that I had, professional fights that I had, was in Belfast, in the Waterfront Hall, which is attached to the Hilton, or it was attached to the Hilton Hotel. I'm sure it must be in the harbour bit. Something. Dimebor, how you doing, mate? In Belfast. Let me know if that's correct, Laura. But yeah, it was on live on Sky TV. I did 10 rounds in there with a guy called Habib Bakia from France. He was Moroccan, but from France. Oh, some Prosecco. Enjoy. Cool. Yeah, well, there's plenty of non-professional ones. Yeah, there's lots of them. Hey, Clive, how you doing? Yeah, I just sent it out. I wasn't really planning on it. I didn't know to do it. But I wanted to go and say a couple of things anyway. It's been a very eventful week on a lot of different reasons, in Stirling, lovely. I love Stirling, Derek. I love that. Been there loads of times. Grew up, I suppose, not far from there. Down in the Fife area. It's not that far from there, is there? And you used to go up quite a lot. Used to love going in the swimming in the Loch Leven and climbing up Ben Arty, going over the hill. Cool. So, what we're going to talk about anyway is this is about contract law. So obviously the channel itself, or the Facebook group, and the channels is about contract law, commercial liens, controlling your straw man, debt, that type of thing, which like covers so many different areas as well. I understand that, you know, like and it can talk about other things, you know, that everyone puts up in the group, you know, about like, you know, it's this kind of shape thing, which we're not allowed to talk about at all, or else we'll get wiped off. Hiya, Marie. Nice to see you. Thelma as well from Fife. Oh, I love it. Like I say, I'm just like, whereabouts in Fife? So I was from like Blingery and Lahore area. Had family over in Carden Den. All of that. Used to go out having a look around in used to play golf. What was that called again? There was two places sounded similar. Kinross was one, but I don't think it was that. It might have been Kinloss. And it was like the golf course was on the hill, and you used to hit the ball up, and then you watch it roll back down. I was thinking, the fuck's the point of this? But Cooper, lovely Cooper. Yeah, I love that. We were gonna go visiting up that way. Tom, how are you doing? From London, lovely. Bolton. I spent quite a lot of time down in Bolton as well. I used to do a lot of Thai boxing shows down in Bolton. On there, nice cup of hemp tea. Well, I'm having some kind of a hemp anyway. Well, hops more than hemp. But you know, let's not get too like carried away with hellos and everything. I need to do some kind of talking. I don't know what that says. Then what? From that must be Paul. It must be Welsh. Is that Welsh? Is that Jez? I'm sure I've just seen Jez on there. Lost it somewhere. Yeah, there you go. Jez, great to see you on there. Cool. Okay, so anyway, what I'm gonna first thing gonna talk about before we get into like the contract business and everything like that. 2 seconds. I'm just gonna let my dog out. Hang on. There she goes, running up the stairs. But I'm going to be hopping. I'm in Leven, Fife. Yeah, loved Loch Leven, and go up Ben Arty. You know, like in Loch Leven, and they got the island on there. This is when I was a kid. Now I used to go swimming in there. It was freezing, and there's an island in the middle of it, and they used to say that Mary Queen of Scots was kept prisoner on that island. So, do you reckon that that's true? You know, the Eileen. Do you reckon that's true, Eileen Doherty, or do you know that? Let me know. The dogs just went. I've just let them go upstairs. That sort of let open the door so they could just run up. Scratching on the door. She likes to go to bed, lie up in there. But anyway, before I get carried away and lose my train of thought, just want to talk about not contracted is going to be the main theme, all right? But also what I want to talk about is traveling. Now, when I'm saying traveling, what I mean is like what some people might say of driving, okay? And we don't drive because we're not drivers. We are travelers, okay? Now, I've just had to swap my car, and I'm in the middle of sorting out my trust and everything like that, okay? But I'm talking about this specifically because I need everybody that ever fancies trying it to make sure that you're ready to do it, for lots of different reasons. Now, in a lot of ways, I would say that hopefully you'll realize we are at war, but we're at war in a lot of different ways. Hi Brendan, evening. But recently, this week for sure, right now, you've got to make sure that if you want to go traveling, and what I mean by traveling is that you're going to be in your private property. You're not a driver. If you've got your own private property, which you might call a car, we call private property, and you're on the road, which is what you have been given, and on your front page of your passport, it says you're allowed to travel without hindrance or let or hindrance, one of them two. All right. And they have to actually assist you and make sure that you are safe to travel. It says that on your passport. Have a look on your passport. And I'm pretty sure it says it on Commonwealth. And I bet you, actually, there's a couple from the US. Have a look on the US. I bet it says something similar. I might not say Her Majesty the Queen, right? It'll say something like the, Secretary of State or something like that. And they ask for the assistance to travel safely. Travel safely. Yeah. So, that means that you can travel on a highway or a road. We do call it a road, and we are talking about traveling. We're not talking about driving. Driving is a commercial activity. Driving is making money on the road. So to be a driver, and this is in the law dictionaries, right? Now, they changed the law dictionaries to try and hide what they meant, right? And they changed them, and I've looked at things. I wanted to actually, I've made some notes about a different thing, but it was talking about the person. Anyway, but I'll get back to that bit. But like on the driving, they keep hiding what we're talking about. We are not drivers. A driver is somebody like a taxi driver. You're making money. Lorry driver, bus driver. You're making money. You're in commerce. We're not in commerce by traveling. So if I'm leaving my house, I'm going to my gym, I might be going to work, but I'm not making money while I'm doing it. It's still traveling. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to you? So, because a lot of people come back to me and say, oh yeah, but I was driving to work. No, you weren't driving. You were traveling to work. Just because you're going to your place of employment, be it self-employment or whatever it is, right? It doesn't mean that you were involved. That's the right word. Involved in commerce. So to travel is to travel freely. To travel is what was granted to you. Now, the only way that's now been changed is that these people, well, actually, other people, maybe not even people, but these things have created legal instead of lawful. Okay, legal instead of lawful. Now, that is very important because we're talking about we're talking about both legal and lawful. So on the lawful side, we're obeying the law. We are 100% obeying the law. We always obey the law. That's what we do. We obey the law. That is the biggest point that we have. Do no harm. So what we're doing is we're traveling in our private property, going from A to B, be it going to work, going to see a friend. We're not in commerce, which is the reason why we do not need a license. We do not need insurance. We do not need what do you call the thing? The MOT. Now, this is what a lot of people get like concerned about. And they go, oh, what if I haven't got insurance? Do you know, you're talking like a debtor. Don't worry about the insurance part. Don't do it. And there's lots of reasons I'm going to explain soon why not to do it, right? Unless you're prepared for it. But, right, get out of a debtor's mentality if you're going to do it. The debtor's mentality is you need insurance. Insurance is the biggest scam since the birth certificate. All right, insurance. Who owns all of the insurance? Where does it all go to? It all goes up, directed up to, the one place, which is owned by the Crown Corporation. Right? I bet you tons of people that are on here and that right, have had experience of insurance and you don't get no money. All right. So this week we've got what it is, a member of the group, and it's a friend of mine, and we're gonna try and help them sort some stuff out now. But this is what I'm saying: you have to make sure that you're 100% ready and understand everything, and also, right, this might sound a bit weird until I explain. You are physically able to fulfill the duty of a traveler. Okay. No, there's different versions of travelers. I'm not on about boxing travelers, right? Now, what happened this week to a friend of mine? He got stopped in his private property by a clown in a costume. Now, I'm kind of like, I mean, it can happen to anyone, anytime. It can. So, we're not going to like be a conspiracy theorist and say, oh, they were waiting for this or waiting for that, it may or may not have happened. But anyway, this friend of mine, he got pulled by the clowns in costumes in the most disgusting manner, in the most hideous, like threatening, nasty, violent manner. Now, I don't know 100% the age, but he's definitely not a teenager. He's not in his teens, But the problem is, right, that he has a very bad heart. He's on a heart monitor. He's on permanent medication, and can't be without his medication. He actually can't be without his heart monitor. He's got a heart monitor to make sure that it runs right and that it's regulated, and he knows when to take certain medications, right? So I've said now as well to him, do you think you should have done that then? Because in reality, you've actually put yourself in a vulnerable position. I mean, I never thought about it when, I didn't know he was going to do that. But, now if I'd have thought about it before, I would have said to him before that he'd even tried, make sure that like you don't do that. There's loads of things you can do to express your sovereignty. Let's just call it that, express your sovereignty. Like, because that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to put our stamp on, saying to these people that are trying to do all these mandates and everything like that, this is you, right? And we're men and we're women and we're alive and we are there. And, so we're going to lead our lives. You're not mandating bollocks to us. You can do one, right? And that's what he's done. And I'm going to go and do this and that. So anyway, and he's doing the privilege and the right of driving, and it's a right, an unalienable right, and it states it. You can travel, and you should be able to travel anywhere, go anywhere you want. But this is where the advantage of them comes in. So he's got a heart problem. He's got like a heart monitor, and he's got medication he has to take all the time. So when they've stopped him, all right, obviously, I don't care who you are. Right now, you are going to feel anxious, nervous, or even get excited for a fight. And what happens is your adrenaline kicks in, and when the adrenaline goes in, your heart rate goes up, and your heart rate can jump up. And if you've got a heart monitor and a heart problem, that's not a great thing, is it? So anyway, these clowns in costumes arrested him, drove his heart rate up, took him to the police cells, threw him in the police cells, right? And he's kind of done the right thing, and it's like, I'm not giving joinder and saying mostly the correct things and everything, but then obviously the stress levels are going up, and the other problem is, right, is memory is like sort of like it lets him down is the best way to describe it, so he's got problems with his memory as well as his heart, and they've took 100% advantage of it, and they did not allow him. They actually took his heart monitor off him. They took his heart monitor off of him, right? They put him in the police cells. They locked him in. Boom, locked him in. He served him. He's got his L&D. He served him the L&D. He's trying to say the correct things, but forgetting stuff because he's got like slight difficulty in that area as well, right? But he's doing good. So he's giving them, look, I'm not a driver. I'm traveling. Blah blah blah. Look, here's my papers. But they've thrown him in the cells. They've stopped his medication and took his heart monitor off. Because he's under stress, no matter what, and he can't remember everything, so that makes him more stressed, and his heart rate is going up to dangerous levels. And they left him in there, right? So wouldn't give him his medication. He's asking for his medication and asking for his heart monitor back. And obviously what he did was, I haven't got it with me, but you must have all seen it. He had his ID, showed him his ID. They don't care. So they said, we need to trying to create joinder. This is what I'm trying to say to you. They're trying to create joinder. They're trying to make a contract with you, right? So he needs to give his name, the surname in capitals. Doesn't matter how you say it. They say it in capitals. And the date of birth, trying to create joinder. So he's not giving it. So they wouldn't give him his heart monitor. They wouldn't give him. So because they wouldn't give him his heart monitor, his heart rate's going up, if you can imagine, putting it under stress. So now he needs his medication, and they wouldn't give him his medication. These people, for want of a few fucking pounds of debt money, which what they're going to do is they're going to fine him, they would want to see him die so they could hit their targets for their commission of their fines that month, that week, that whatever. So they've left him in the cells. His heart rate's flying, and eventually he did have to get rushed to hospital, emergency ambulance, to stop him dying for a few quid of a fine. We know that we're just traveling, which is no crime. So, corpus delicti, where's the crime? So you're going to let somebody lie in there nearly die for a few fucking quid. So anyway, just this is the type of scenario. And I mean, I know there's worse things going on as well. We understand everything going on. I've been dealing with some things that I'll explain later, around the world, in Australia and New Zealand and in England and Canada. Been on calls all week about this stuff. But the thing is, that now we're obviously going to do things, and we're going to go and start holding people to account. Now, the good thing, and I've spoke to him, and I've said, the chief inspector, before his heart was going, before this happened, he'd served the papers. Here's the legal notice and demand, and there's the ID, and it states on there that you're living in the private. So the chief inspector comes to visit now. I mean, I don't know. Is that I've been in and out of police cells quite a lot. I've been to prison. And visited many police cells in loads of different places in the country. So I'm used to it. I've been there. I know what it's like. But how many people around have been in there and when does the chief inspector come and visit you in a police cell when you've been arrested? That does not happen. I mean, I've been in a lot of different situations, and I've been in the wrong a lot of times as well. I grew up, it was like I've had a lot of challenges through different stages of life and everything. But like this, the chief inspector come in and went, "Oh, so you're the free man on the land, free man on the land." You know, and I tell you, my response would be like, "Stop talking nonsense. That's absolute bollocks. That is free man on the land." But I do live in the private, and I'm a private man, and I live in the private, which is actually evidenced by that paperwork that I've given you. And that paperwork that I've given you is unrebutted evidence from the Queen and from Boris Johnson and from all the levels of government that says that you are in the wrong and that you are going to be held personally responsible under your capacity as a man, and that I will be taking you, right, and your house and everything that you own. I'm going to put you and your family on the street, right, for what you're doing to me now. Because I'm a private man living in the private, evidenced by what that document that you've got in your hands. Now, obviously, it's easy for me to say that now. I'm sitting here, right? But like when you're in stressful situations, you should practice doing this yourself, all right? But the point that I'm making, right, for my friend who did it is there. If you have a medical condition, be wary of how far you can push yourself. And if you do get it, like how, you know, if you're going to do it, if you're going to try doing it, and there's, you know, you've got the right to do it, but work out like sort of like a gamble of throwing the dice, right? How it'll turn out and how far that you could get without medication, for instance, because they nearly killed him. You know. He ended up blue lighted, flashed, you know, in the ambulance twice. Because, and do you know what? The first in the, let's clap for the NHS, right? Because they wouldn't give him any fucking medication, right? The first time he went to the hospital and they wouldn't give him anything. So, you know, and I went, well, you're going back, right? Because he wouldn't give his name. So we haven't got your name. We don't know who you are. Get out. Yeah. Clap. Come on. Go and rattle some bins outside and pots and pans. So anyway, sent him back to the Nick, the police station. Same type of thing again. He ended up, it wasn't much longer, like 50 hours he was kept. 50 hours. All right. Now, obviously, 72 hours is the maximum that can keep you anyway. He was kept 50, but he was under so much stress. He gave them his name because he wanted medication. He gave his name, but that's coercion. So his name means nothing. There's no contract, which is why we're talking about contract, which is like, you know, how to not give contract. That is not contract because that is coercion. All right. So this is what we're actually talking about tonight anyway. But this is just an add-on thing, you know. And he gave it in the end because he's thinking, I'm going to die here. I'm sitting here. I'm literally going to die. I need my medication. I need my heart monitor. I have to sort this out. And they're leaving him there. They're treating him like that. I mean, how disgusting. Like both, like, and that's, you know, the do no harm and serve the public, you know, the NHS and your clowns in costumes. I mean, there you go. There you go. But anyway, so I spoke to him tonight and he is okay. He's relaxing. He's getting himself, he's still shaky. He's not great. He's getting better. We're going to calm him down and then we'll start working on the paperwork and we'll do stuff. And, you know, they've given him papers, you know, to go to court for this and that and the next thing. And they're trying to say, you know, you were driving under fraud and all the bullshit that they come up with because he didn't, like, you know, once you start panicking, like, you know, you forget things and stuff. And if you've got a medical condition, it makes it worse. So if you have a medical condition, you know, think how far you want to push it, because these people have no soul. These people have no conscience. And for a few quid of a fine, which is their target, they would happily see you die. I have no doubt about it whatsoever. You know, they put you in there, they get you in themselves, and I really honestly think that they couldn't give a shit. And if he died, they would be like, well, it was his own fault. He shouldn't have done it. Shouldn't have done it because he was illegal. Illegal. He should have had, what do you call it? The number plate. He should have had like some fucking insurance or something like that, you know? So anyway, I just thought it's like, because I wanted to talk about how not to contract, but I just thought it's very important, you know, if you want to ever try something, make sure, you know, that if you've got a weakness that they can manipulate, I don't mean that like, you know, like I'm not calling you names, right? But if you've got like a weak heart and you need that monitor, you got like literally they wanted his fingerprints. So they got like six big fucking nasty blokes to come down. They've took his heart monitor off. He's not wanting to give his fingerprints. He's not wanting to give joinder. And he's intimidated and everything like that. And he's feeling weaker because he's not feeling well. That is normal, natural human behavior. Stuff they don't have, you know, normal, natural human behavior. They haven't got that. They don't understand that. But unfortunately, we do, you do. So think about it, okay? Along those lines. All right. So, but he's okay. Don't worry, you know, you know, what we'll do is I'm going to chat with him and everything, and we'll try and figure out a way of like getting the paperwork done and sort that out for the rest of it as well. Because, you know, I mean, coercion, you know, when you do like your, when you do sign something and you can put V coactus, well, you don't put V coactus, put V.C before you sign your name. If you're doing anything, it means that you've been signed under coercion. So your actual signature isn't valid. So if they went and pulled your fingernails out to get a confession that you'd murdered 20 people in the back street, right? It doesn't really matter because like it's coercion, might be sore, right? But they wouldn't be able to hang you for murdering everyone once your fingers got better. All right. So, you know, but it's still all the same type of thing. I'm just going to flick this down here for the comments. I'm going to have a quick look. Just in case. I'm glad to see everyone's chatting and helping each other about the paperwork. So I'm not going to interrupt too much on the paperwork. Great that you haven't had any problems being in the private, Clive. Excellent to hear. Oh, dear me. Well, you know, yeah, you see, people's lives can and will be put on the line, Mike. And, you know, I it's like, Maria, to hell with clapping for them. Give them the clap. Yeah. Okay. Well, I tell you what it is. If you don't want to get into private, don't go into private. But I'm going to be in the private because do you know what? I'm a man, and I work as a man. I represent myself as a man, and I'm going to deal with everything as a man. And I'm a man in the private. Now I'm not a corporation, and that's the difference. And if you don't understand what the corporation is, you need to go back and study, because you're being turned into a corporation. Your capitals of your surname is a corporation. So you're dealing with corporations. The government is a corporation, a limited company for profit. The police force and every police officer and every MP, they're all limited companies for profit. So look at that big fat bastard like Doris, all right, with his stupid haircut and his big fat belly and his stupid face. He's a limited company, and he's got investors in his limited company. And who would be the investors in him? Who would invest in somebody who can make decisions for a country? Let me think. Bill Gates, Big Pharma, anybody who wants to actually start mandating shit that would kill loads of people and stuff like that. Do you think they would be interested in a limited company? That is what a corporation is. Becoming a private man is not a corporation. Staying with your capitalized name, that is a corporation. Okay? Now, we're all about education, and we're definitely all about free choice and do whatever you want. But, like, you know, try and, like, be objective Because I tell you what it is, I've kicked a lot of people out of the group this week because I've seen some stuff that they were putting in. I don't care if you want to do other things, but I'm not having bad information put in there where people are going to get hurt, financially hurt, maybe even put in prison. It's not about that. Let me have a quick look. Yeah, definitely gonna go like on the all as evil as anything, man. Clowns for cash, dime bar. Clowns for cash, man. That's a good one. I'm gonna use that now. Clowns in costumes, clowns for cash. That's exactly what they are, because at the end of the day, they're hitting a target, so they don't give a shit that someone's gonna die for their target. This is all being recorded. It was recorded last time, so it should already be recorded this time, Clive. So I'm sure what happens is when I finish, and I think the first time I did it wrong. I didn't record it because I didn't know what I was doing. But the last time I did, so this time I definitely will as well. Okay. But another mistake as well, just while I'm on about not mistakes, so it's like he didn't make a mistake. It was just, he was just trying it and went out, and obviously I've got an idea of why he was stopped, but I don't want to say it for right now, because I don't know. But I've got something in the back of my head that I'm gonna make some changes of. But someone else that I was on a phone call today, I was literally, she was ringing, I was ringing, had bailiffs and police and everything. It was all going on there. And we were actually arguing one point about what was going on. And because we had missed a piece of mail, we ended up, everything was in a big confusion because we were actually arguing about the different thing. And when the people were there, they were confused because they were there for a different reason. And because, you have to watch your mail. If you're doing this stuff, make sure you read every single piece of mail that you have, or at least check it if you want to do what I'm saying by avoiding contract. You need to know who it's from to avoid the contracts. It was not funny. It wasn't funny, but it's strange when you end up fighting for one thing and then everyone looks completely confused and shuts up thinking, that's not what we're here. Anyway, yeah, one of those things. Right, let me a quick check. Oh dear me. Where were we on? Just so you know, again as well, on Facebook users, if you don't put your name into the what's this called again? StreamYard thing, I can't see your name. All right. Yeah, Andrea, that is a really good point, because I tell you what it is now. This is the reason, why I only want to wake up more people and talk to more people, because I want them to get up and start standing up more, and I want them to get up and start challenging more. I'm working on some good stuff that you can use harder evidence to fight the council tax, okay? Because we shouldn't be paying for any of this shit. But I've got some stuff that I'm working on that you'll be able to give a harder punch to them and a harder bit of evidence to them. But, we are the first ones to really push this big, this hard, and I want it to get bigger and bigger and bigger. So the only way that we can actually make an effect on the people that are 100% evil, and the ones I'm talking about at the top, and it drops down, even, and don't get me wrong, I've got, I don't know anyway, but listen, right, today, when them people, the one I was saying about, they were ending up with all the confused and thought, that's not why we're here. The clowns in costumes, right, they still are, but they were actually very good. Very okay, very understanding and very fair. Still not good enough to understand that without a wet ink signature, there is no contract. No contract at all. That's like a pure lack of education, a pure lack of reality. And it's a pure lack of reality. But they weren't as nasty and aggressive as what like it would always appear. All right. And obviously what happened with the other guy was hideous. You know, definitely traveling, Peter, definitely traveling. Yeah, you see, and the thing is, Clive, and I'm answering, just saying that Clive's saying there that our legal notice and demand, that once we've had that and it's unrebutted, it's extremely powerful, extremely powerful. Now, when you have the unrebutted affidavit from Elizabeth, all right, Doris, very not pretty Patel, and it's not Michael Ellis, it is Sue Ellen Braverman, and they've kept swapping with each other, but it's back to her again, and whatever the others are, right? And we've got that, and we can stand there, and you've got to know how to stand there, looking at them straight in the eyes, knowing that you're the one with the heart and the soul, and talking about through goodness and however you want to call it. Could be the creator, could be God, but it is that thing, you know, like the Father and the Mother Earth, and this is us. This is we are the creation of the Creator, and they are soulless idiots. Talk to them and show them that notice and demand, and it's powerful. It is powerful, and it means something. It's not. We haven't like filed that and think, oh, it's we're all idiots. They're all idiots. It's strong stuff. Now, the chief inspector went down to see the guy in the cell that I was talking about with the bad heart. He didn't care about his heart. And he was talking about like, oh, so you're a free man on the land, trying to take the piss. All right. Now, and I literally tonight just spoke to him, and I asked if I could say this, by the way. I did ask, you know, kind of mention things, you know, about hopefully help people and warn people and also prepare them if they want to try. You know, like they were worried that he knew what he was doing, right? Now, he was panicking at the time. He was ill. He was worried about that. He thought he was going to die, you know, so his mind's not working right. But they were worried that he knew what he meant. Now, I've got another friend, and they arrested, threw in a cell, and he was out in an hour, and he was just point blank, look, legal notice and demand, right? I'm taking you to court. I'm taking you under your capacity as a man. I'm holding you responsible. I'm in here. I'm going to take you. It's £1,000 an hour that I'm in here, right? He was out in an hour, right? But you've got to be able to stand on your authority, because you have the authority. They haven't got authority unless you give it to them. How do you give it to them? You give it to them through contract. You give it to them through joinder. Contract and joinder. Your entire life is a contract. Your entire life is a contract with them, the clowns, or the debt, or council tax, not being rude there, or anything like that. It's all a contract, and you joinder the contract. You have to avoid the contract at all costs, unless you want one, unless you want it, you know. Now, I'm not just on about like excuse me, the gas and electric and everything. Hopefully you're listening to what I'm saying about closing contracts. Now, everyone's different, and you can do what you want, and everyone's free, and it's all good, and good luck with everything. I have no problem with anybody. You know, you don't harm me, do no harm, I'll not harm you. It's simple as that. But if you're going to try and look, if you're going to try and stop, look, nobody should be paying for gas, electric, or water. That has been given to you by God. You should not be paying for it, right? But you can either claim it all back and get into a fight and going into what they call controversy, or stay in equity, get rid of the controversy, close the contracts, and you have no backlash. And they cannot backlash because you've closed the contract and got rid of controversy. That's up to you. I don't mind. If you want to go and claim the money back, go and claim the money back. You know, if that's what, and I'll tell you how to do it. I'll tell you how to talk to them. I'll tell you how to do, if that's what you want. You know, but like I'm just saying, not everyone wants that. So, for instance, the guy who was just saying in the car, you know, there wasn't a car; it was his private property, but he would love, I bet you, if I went, look, I tell you what it is, mate. Don't worry about like claiming it back. Just close the contracts. Get rid of controversy, and you're never going to pay again because it's already paid for anyway. It's prepaid, right? You have paid for it, by the way. You know, the gas, electric, water, you paid for it. You created it. Your money, right? Like you were born, weren't you? You're all born, and them certificates, they've all made that money, right? So you've paid for everything. It's all done. It's all dusted. So you don't have to pay again. It's called, you know, repay. You know, everyone hear the term repay. You repay your mortgage. You repay your loan. Where's your repayments? You know, the hide in plain sight what they're actually doing to you, what they're screwing off you. Okay. So just remember, you know, we're talking about if you wanted to get rid of those, but we're talking about like staying away from controversy and staying away from the contract is by staying away from being the person. All right. So what do I mean by being the person? I've only been on 45 minutes. I haven't been on too long. I don't want to stay on too long tonight. Not for me. It's just so much that, you know, but just like, so you're not having to like wait too long or anything like that. But I want to talk about the person. Now, it's good because somebody put a post up in the group earlier in the week. Might have been yesterday. I can't remember. But anyway, they were talking about the person and Black's Law Dictionary. And they changed the definition of a person. So in Black's Law, which I love, Black's Law Dictionary, but they changed the definition to say a person, right, is a natural or could be a natural person. Right, and I've made some notes. I should have wrote it down and kept a check on it, but I didn't. But anyway, I also have Bouvier's legal dictionary, and that's from 1870. So you should check that out. I've got them upstairs. I've got Black's Law Dictionary. I think I haven't got 4th edition. I'm waiting on that one coming. I've got 6th and 11th. The 4th one apparently is the best. Okay, because they keep changing the words, you know, to try and hide the truth from you. Really? But anyway, but Bouvier's, right, that I made notes, so I'm going to read my notes, what I put down, and I'll put this up in the group, and this is about a person, because when we say don't be the person, and then they've actually put the person in Black's Law as being natural person, which is a human, which is us, which is a man, a woman, all right, but, listen to this, okay, in Bouvier's 1870, natural person, contextually, in context, person follows and controls. Whoa, I need my glasses. Where's my glasses? This is my writing as well, by the way. My writing is, especially when I don't think anyone else is going to read it, is lazy and terrible. All right. Okay, so natural person, we had said contextually, person follows and controls, and natural is lawful. Person follows and controls, natural, right? Person is after the word natural in the dictionary in Bouvier's, so it follows it. So it makes it null and void because the word in context, right? The natural person, what follows controls it so that it makes it null and void. So it's not saying in reality, which is very weird, but like everything that they do is weird. Everything that they do is to trap you. legal entrapment, making you contract without knowing you're contracting, tacit consent, which is why you all pay council tax through tacit consent. All right, because it's all commercial. You should not be paying at all, but you've tacitly consented because we live here, right? Yeah, okay. But anyway, so remember that thing about the natural person. On Bouvier's, it shows you that it's not real. You can't say that there is a natural person, okay? That's just saying that well, maybe I shouldn't say that. But the whole thing about being and what if you look at the legal notice and demand, and I'm putting the emphasis on it more and more and more about being a man or a woman, because in the law and the law of nature, which is where we're from, all right, which is God, and you can call it whatever you want, God, Allah, Yahweh, Yahweh, whatever, it doesn't matter, it doesn't bother me. It is what it is. It's the creator, whatever the name is given, and it comes down to us, all right? So that is the law that we're talking about. And a person that we are saying it's not natural. So we are natural. We are a natural man, which is why I'm really sticking with the emphasis on the man and woman. So keep an eye on what I'm saying when I'm doing those legal notice and demands, and as it goes through to the other documents. It's very important that you are known to be I a man, I a woman. And when you want to do notices, and I've just started 2 new legal courses. Can't remember what it's called now, but I'm still doing the trust one. But these other ones is about how to write more powerful notices, just from being what we already are, which is the man and a woman. I a man, I a woman. All right. So what we need to get away from, and I don't mean this bad about anyone, and you can think anything and do anything about, it's not about common law, and they get confused, people, about common law. And it's definitely not about Article 61. Off. The amount of people I'm helping out of trouble now that try to do these Article 61. Do you know when you're doing, you're basically admitting you're the person. I forgot the actual. I had it written down before, but these barons, they don't sit in this house coming to help me. They don't sit in your house coming to help you. They're not up there beating the queen up. It's the queen's cousins you're talking about, by the way. If they're a baron, then they're the royal family. They're all related. And so where did they come from? Where did any of these royals come from? They just appeared out of nowhere, a few hundred years ago. Like, trying to think what his name is now. The Australian. But I love listening to him. His voice is brilliant, very soothing as well. But anyway, so, but I mean, they're not going to help you. Be I a man, I a woman, and that will help you. Okay, and that is how you can avoid the contract, and that is how you can actually stop being a person, right? This is what the whole thing was about. That's why I was telling you about the guy, unfortunately, who had the heart problem, and they took advantage of it. Okay, sometimes they'll just be total bastards. I was helping somebody, or not, hopefully I helped them, but a lady, and they actually kept her locked up for 6 days. Right now, you should have filled in a habeas corpus before then. Make sure that you want to know how to help yourself. Make sure you know how to do legal notice and demand. Make sure you know how to stand on it and talk about it, and make sure you know how to complete and fill in a habeas corpus. They can't keep you after 72 hours. Make sure you fill in a habeas corpus and be able to put that to them, right? But anyway, they kept her for a lot longer, and had made her physically ill and everything. And eventually she joined her, But again, to me, it's coercion. So it's never going to stand up in a normal court of law. However, this is not normal. If you think that these times are normal, then you've been asleep for 2 years. So God knows how things are going to pan out, like as if you were trying to do a normal thing now. We do win. We are going to win. It's all going to be hard, but we are going to win. You know, I'm not saying we're not. That's not what I'm saying. So don't start like screaming at me and shouting. But, right, it's not normal times. So we need to expect unnormal situations to arise. So when we're doing our things, don't expect them all to like jump up and down and start cheering because you've done something correct. So the whole thing about not actually contracting is by not being the person. So you don't agree to anything, i.e., well, right, you know, the first thing they're going to do is ask you your name. You never give your name. And I'm not just talking about like the clowns in costumes on the street. I'm talking about, you know, the debt thing, anything whatsoever. You know, they're going to ask you your name. You don't give them your name. Now, I put that, I should have put it up in it, would it? I put that thing about not comply. It was the blind guy who was from America, and he was playing the guitar where he was strumming it, where it was lying flat, you know, and he was singing, "I will not comply." I thought it was brilliant. But listen, the whole thing about joinder, if you comply, you joinder, right? So if, for instance, right, the copper or the clown in costume comes in and says, "You stand there and shut up," and you stand still, you've joindered, right? If they say to you, say, "Well, what's your name?" Right? And you say, just the first one, Peter, you've joindered, you've contracted. If they turn around and say stop, then you're filming. Just say you're filming, right? You got to get your body cam. Just keep it body cam. Don't right. When you see this and they're holding it, you know, get a body cam. Get the body cam on. You're watching everything. You don't need to worry about it. Okay. But right, if you're and this is stop filming, put that down, and you do it, you've complied. You've contracted. You've contracted. That's compliance is contract. We do not comply. All right. So when they're saying, no, there's going to be a big war this winter, I'm telling you now, right? So we need massive non-compliance. We need everyone to be sticking together. We need to like businesses. We need to support businesses that need to stay open because they're going to try and shut them all, you know. But don't comply and don't contract. And then if you're standing as a man and a woman and knowing, get this knowledge now, you don't comply, you don't say your name, you don't contract. I a man, I a woman. What's your name? I a man. What's your name? I a woman. Right? That's your name. That how to talk to them. And then you put their questions to them. Are you here? I want to see a warrant card. If you are approached, just say I'm thinking about me now, my business. So like I don't want to close. So if they're going to come out, I'm going to be saying, well, you know, I want to see a warrant card. I want to see a warrant card. I want to see a warrant card. I need to see a warrant card. Under the Police Act 1985, you have to make yourself known. Under the Police Code of Conduct, you have to make yourself known. So show me your credit card. I'll have it. Show me your warrant card. All right. So you have to make yourself known. So once you actually see the warrant card, write the name down. Write the name down. And then when it says on the warrant card, constable, that for whatever reason haven't changed it. It says constable, but they're not a constable. They're an officer, and there's a massive difference. Me and Mark Atwood spoke about this when we were on his show, just saying about, you know, when we were kids, you used to get like grabbed by the constable, you used to slap your head and behave yourself. It was a constable. They were there for the community. They were like normal men and women. Well, men. Now, you know, they're completely sexless, genderless scumbags. But you know, you say like, look, I want your warrant card. I need to see your warrant card. You need to make yourself known. And if they won't give you it, then the next stage is, well, you need to tell me the senior officer that told you that it's okay for you to break the law and not provide your details. You need to make yourself known. And if you're not going to make yourself known, you must have the confidence of the word of a senior officer that's told you not to make yourself known. So who's the senior officer who's told you not to make yourself known? That's a lot of words. I know that, right? But try and like think stuff like that. But like get the details of them. And then when it says, and they give you the warrant card, it says constable. It does say on there. So then you say, well, so you're a constable. As a constable, right? Don't call him an officer. As a constable, because it's on there, as a constable, you must be here under oath. Are you here under oath? They will change their attitude, right? If you put them under oath, because their oath states they're there to serve the people under the police code of conduct and on their oath. And who's the oath to? The oath is to God, right? They are there to serve the people, protect the people. They're not there to serve government and to protect the government from getting murdered by the people because they're getting tortured, then that's how to turn that situation around. And this is how you make sure that you don't create joinder and you actually put them on the back foot. Then you get them working for you. Does that make sense? Do you see how I'm doing that and how you actually would do that yourself? Which unfortunately is like, if you're under pressure and you're not feeling well and you've got a medical condition, can be used against you. Like I'm saying, my friend, and he's my friend. So give us a second. I'm going to quickly look through some comments in case anybody's asked a few questions, which I will do some questions at the end as well anyway. But just quickly go through. Telegram channel is the same. Something like that anyway. Control your straw man. All right. Bouvier's law. The one I have is where's it gone? I can't remember. I've got two different ones. Actually, on Bouvier's law, like say like on Black's Law Dictionary, when they renew it with different words on it. But on Bouvier's, they just reprint it with the same version. So Bouvier's is really good. But Black's Law 4th edition, Peter, is the best for sure. Cruden versus Neil, yeah, that's a good one. The person, like Jesus even says in there, I am no respecter of persons. All right. So, they always, every single legal statute, right? We're not under legal, we're under law. So whenever anyone says anything, I'm just here to obey the law. I am here to obey the law, right? Doesn't matter what legal statute you're talking about, I'm going to obey the law. That's the law, right? But they always talk about the person. Go on gov.uk and go on, find any statute, and they always say person this, person that, persons this, persons that. They don't say man, woman, right? Because they know they've designed this. This system is about you being fooled into doing what they want you to do by agreeing that you are the person, the legal fiction, capitalized name. You think because it sounds like your name that it's you, and it's not. It's very clever, You've got to give them credit where credit's due, even though they are scum, But we've got to learn to be better than them and understand that they are tricking us every single turn, and that we are not a person, and that is the name that they're using is not us. That's why we do the first name, or if you've got middle names and it's lowercase, and that's what we use. Now you can argue the points and how to autograph it and color. Never black, blue, red, pink, but never black. All right, and then you're not going to get caught out in that way. Okay. Let's have a look. Does that say Daniel Reese? Yeah, the smasherdebt.com thing. You don't have to be worrying about your strawman name. That is a completely different thing. It is, so I don't want to try like people. He asked, not me. I'm not saying I'm not advertising, but like on smasherdebt.com, just email it, send it off. You don't have to claim your straw man or be on there. That's a completely different service, and I can do that no matter what anyway. And I do it all over the world now. To right, Laura, not a person at all, and that's what they're always trying to get you to do, to be a person, and we are not a person. And when you give your name, this is the weird thing, right? No, they tried to arrest me last year for keeping my gym open. So they come in and like, all this bullshit. And they went, well, what's your name? And it's just written on the door. It's like, well, and there's my name. Like, I'm telling it's like Peter Wilson. There. And it's, you can see there was two of them. One of them is like looking at the floor because he's like obviously thinking, this is stupid. And then what's your date of birth? And goes, what's it going to do with you? You don't need my date of birth, but they need your date of birth if they want to create joiner, want to create a contract. You see, they need your name, date of birth, and your address, right? So they're not getting that, and they got all like shirty and everything. I just went, don't be childish, get out my gym. But like the whole thing, and the thing is, when you're not doing that, they have to leave because you haven't got any joiner. If you give them joiner, they'll arrest you straight away. And that's a fact. It's like you've just got to avoid the contract. And it's the same thing, when and let's just change it a little bit. If you like, let's say for Sky, an easy one, and you ring up and you say, oh, you got an inquiry about Sky. I want to pay me bill. I don't know if you do that, but the first things they're going to ask you is your name, your address, and a security question. You think it's for security. They say it's for security. It's not. It's for joiner. You are now in contract with them. So, and they can try and sell you extra stuff. Okay? So, that's why I'm saying, and I'm not saying, don't ring if you're trying to claim money back from your bank for whatever. If that's what you want to try and do, then obviously you have to do that because they'll just ignore any letters. But, if you don't want to create difficulties with contracts, then don't do anything on the phone. So if you've got any collection agencies or anything like that, avoid the contract, avoid the joiner, avoid the person. Don't give them joiner. Don't talk to anyone on the phone. Everything has to be by letter, post, so that we can monitor it as well. Now, I was saying before, when my friend was panicking and he was getting heart palpitations and they took his heart monitor off him, it was going to let him die, right? But he's going to give answers that come into his head as they come in. So if you're dealing with mail, just postage, and you're getting a nasty threatening letter from a credit agency, debt collector, you haven't paid your credit card, you haven't paid your gas bill, anything like that. But if you've got a mail, a bit of post, you can take your time to prepare yourself to do the reply if it needs to be done, and send it off without panicking and shouting something or giving joiner by accident. Does that make sense? So if you are a member of the actual private site and you go onto the members area, and there's loads of notices on there about these debts, and it could be for credit cards, loans, how to just smash them and not pay them, because it's all fraud. But also for utility bills as well. And they'll pass it to a credit agency. As soon as they pass it to a credit agency, they've broke their law, which is not really law, but they call it law. Their acts and statutes and rules and guidelines, rules and guidelines. What does that sound like? Anyway, so hopefully, have I made much sense there? What I was saying about how to do and what not to do? Yeah, definitely only dealing letters. Oh, read that bit, right? So, Bouvier's, and Bouvier's is cheaper because they reprint it, whereas like Black's is to keep renewing it. And then you try and get a Black's Law dictionary that's older, like the 4th edition. Some of them are thousands, you know. I've got like the UCC law, which is still, you got to make sure that you read up on all of them, you know, no matter what anyone says or tries to tell you, you need to know it. But you know, that cost about, it was nearly 2,000. It's a lot of money. All right, so what's that say there? I'm paying a contract expired. On rent. Is that for your dean? Does that mean for your rent for your house? I wouldn't have thought so unless it was a major corporation, which you don't want to get money back unless it's a major corporation. Yeah, Marina. Yeah, everyone has to have a break, and you know, if you were doing it and then had to take a break, get back into it. You know, the help is there. I'm gonna do a video. I have done a video like live, like on how to do the actual paperwork, but I'm gonna do a specific video on how to do the legal notice and demand and how to prepare it and how to do the other documents and send it off, because a lot of people have been asking and they're still a little bit confused. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to put that up on YouTube and the website. So when you go onto the website and you've got all the documents there, there's also a video of doing them. You know, I should have probably done that before, but I just thought you would have seen the list and went that way. So, you know, anyway, I'm going to do that and help people get even more through it anyway. I don't know what that says. What's that say? Tin rib digital on the A4V in the UK. Well, I mean, everyone's different. We've got our version. I've got it on my website, which is in the private bit. Yeah, Coral. It can be confusing if you've never heard any of this stuff before. You know, but like all I would say, if this is the first time on the chat or first time on the channel, and you're listening to some of this stuff and you're thinking, what on earth are they all talking about? What is a person compared to a man or a woman? What is a legal fiction? Oh, Wendy, yeah. You know what it is? I think so, Wendy. What she's asking is my crystal pyramid helping. All right. So this is I have a stone in the top. What happens with a pyramid is all the negative energy goes in the bottom of the pyramid. It filters through, all right, and then the positive energy comes out, and it helps. Now, I'm on chats a lot, one-on-ones, and I have to deal with a lot of stuff. So you try to keep the energy flowing so that it's good and positive. What you don't want is me come on and going, oh, everything's shit, oh God. You know what I mean? So it has to be positive. So I need to make sure that I'm protected, and whatever you think about, however you believe things or anything like that, I tell you what it is. I get attacked regularly in different ways, online as well as like stuff like that, because trying to help people. So I need to try and help myself as much as I can. So yeah, for sure, Wendy, you know, lovely. We've got a big one over there, but like this is the little one, and I keep it on the computer all the time. Now the computer generates energy and it comes off, so it tries to protect the energy. you know, half a dozen. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, get them. Okay. All right, let's have a quick look. Oh, let me have a look. All right, sometimes I need my glasses. You know, when there's like a little bit more writing and it makes the letters closer together. All right, I just can't read them. Yeah. That would be good if any clowns in costumes ever come up to you and just say, "Hello, what's your name?" Say that to them before they do. That would actually stump a lot of them, wouldn't it? Really? Yeah. Right. Okay. So I'm talking to NTL. I don't really know how to say that, but it's our friend in Portugal with the fur baby, and you'll know what I'm talking about. So when we're waiving privilege, do you know that a government privilege is to go to prison? All right. So when we're saying that we waive privileges, that we actually get rid of privileges, we're not talking about what things that you may think, right? And having a driving license is not a privilege. You know, you actually that is like a something else that you have to do after. You have to apply for it. You know, that's not what we're talking about. What we're saying, like, you know, when the thing is, when not everyone agrees with me, well, what a shame. But when you do, and well, I haven't got them. When you do your legal notice and demand and you put yourself in the private, you have what we call the right of use. Okay, listen to that term, the right of use. Okay, that means you have the right to use and control the strawman name, right? Which is the capital name. That's the corporation, that's the company. You've got the right, you can use it. So if you need a passport or medical treatment or anything, you have the right of use. So you can use it for that for your man or woman. It doesn't make you the corporation. Does that make sense? So he's saying, you know, about like, oh, if you get rid of all the privileges, you've got no privileges. You've got right of use of the name, so you can get things like medical treatment and stuff like that. You know, doesn't mean that you like. I've always said it. You know, control your straw man. Don't try and say I'm getting rid of everything, going to go and live in a field, climb up a tree and eat grass and leaves and stuff. You control your straw man. You have the right of use. Now, all these common law people will be pulling their hair out now. I would do it if I had any. You know, no. Common law, the word or the term common law comes from King Henry II, way back in the day. He's dead now, funnily enough. Now, he travelled the country to try and settle down the country because at the time there was all these different lords and barons and whatever they were, and they all had their own laws. So once you crossed from his land to the next guy's land, there was a different law. All right. So King Henry II, he went around and settled it so it was all common and one law, common law throughout the country. So if you were in this part of it or that part of it, it was the same, right? That's not a magic bullet that can stop you paying a fine. It just means it's common and it's to everybody. But there's God's law and there's natural law and there is law, which the legal came later. That's where we should be talking about what's legal and what's lawful. That's the difference. Forget common law, right? Forget Article 61, which ends up, I've dealt with so many people in problems this week because of the trying to do this Article 61, right? Because they want to be in rebellion. Use law, be a man or a woman, not a person, and know the difference between legal and lawful. Learn that and you're going to be a lot more safer. Okay. All right. So I tell you what, I can't stay on too much longer. So I'm going to quickly see if there's any questions. If you've got questions now, stick them in. Stick them in now to me, and I'll answer them. So, something said about council tax just disappeared. How the hell did that fall off? Where did that go? What happened? Oh, there it is. Similar council letters, capital letters, name, and return. Return to sender. Return to sender. Yeah, use and return to sender. Yeah, get no contract. Return to sender. Keep watching all the videos. Watch more videos. I am going to do more video. When I'm doing live, I'm giving advice. It is good. Right, I'll talk more later on, Robert, about the 1099 OID because I still need the letter for them, and I'm going to send that off and then tell you what the results were. Could you? I have done the legal notice and demand for the USA. It just says July, April. The addresses and everything are up there. Names of who, Andrea? You tell me, use that fairy power to smash them. Who do you need to smash? Shungite. Oh yeah, I've got Shungite in this pyramid's got some Shungite in as well. Jessica, yeah, absolutely. Telegram title. I'm sure it's like there's two, and one of them is contract law, commercial liens, control your straw man. And there's another one, which is a channel, which I'll have to find out later. Okay. Put your tin hat on. Protect yourself with your tin hat. Oh. Well, there you go. Okay, cool. I'm good. It makes sense. Good. There you go. There's the thing. All right, Hammerwell, thank you. Smash debt, escape the matrix, control the straw man. That's the Telegram channel. Smash debt, escape the matrix, control the straw man. All right, that's an actual channel, and we'll put videos up and stuff like that. There's loads of ways of deregistering dozer blade your car, but there's better ways than saying that. Okay. Yeah, Linda, brilliant. Yeah, keep doing that. Don't pay any debts. Sod them all. Oh, the hell. Why does it keep jumping up like that? Oh, I lost so many things then. Well, you can claim back all your money for the utilities, but I tell you, it's a fight that you have to do on your own with your own bank. Half of them just give you it straight away. Half of them you have to argue about. But what I just said before about the contracts, life is a contract. Close the contract, get rid of controversy. So, you have to choose your path. Do you want to get rid of controversy? It's easier, believe you me, it's easier to not have controversy by closing contracts. Life is a contract. If you take that money, now this is the thing, right? I'm dealing with a few people now, and actually one of the lives that I come, not this, but in the group live on the private, when I got my private membership, and I was talking about it, and they come back and went, yeah, you're helping me, because she got all her money back because somebody told her to do it. As soon as she got all her money back, she was attacked by the credit company, by the utility company, straight away, boom, in there, getting court letters and everything, because she claimed the money back. But the other people didn't give her any backup on how to deal with that. How do you deal with that? How would you deal with that if you went and claimed back 6 years of money and then they actually took you to court straight away for all that money back? which they do, by the way, what would you do? So, I mean, you've got to think about like how you're actually going to deal with that, which you can, as long as you know. How do I stand for being refused treatment at your local hospital? Now, I would never have any test either. Put them on notice. You're going to have these notices on you and give it to them personally, and you're going to like keep them personally responsible as the man and the woman. Do you mean LNDs specific for Scotland rather than LAD, Stelma? Yes, there is, and they're on the website. Go and have a quick look at them. Different names for the Scotland. No, don't file the UCC, Mel Crawford, until after. You can start all of this. And do you know what? The first thing you want to do, not everyone needs to do a UCC. Some people do, right? But not everyone needs to do a UCC. But you definitely all need to do an LND. Yeah, Geo, never open them. Just return them if you don't want. Stick it on. Fishwag T, written process on what? About like how to do the L&Ds? All right, now then, Marina, where do you live? Marina Girolami. In England, sorry, not. In the UK, they can't turn off any gas, electric or water. They can't do any of that. Oh, it's just jumped and disappeared again as well. There. Anyway, I'm going to have to go soon anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, Tony, the people's lawyer, he's good. He's got, is his name David, I think. He says a lot of stuff similar to me, so I like him. He's not a bad guy. Yeah, you never inform on yourself. That is 100% right. July and April. What's that saying? Who said that? It's all jumping around like mad here. Laura, do you need to complete the UCC one or do you need to do the L&D first? Okay. Make sure you do the L&D before. Nah, don't fill itself. It's nearly empty. I just do little sips. It might look like I do a lot, but it's only one bottle. It takes a while. Just yeah, but it's nice though. See, Linda, when you put your own meter in, you can bill yourself if you like. Just imagine you own the meter, you've got the meter. So like, with these people do not supply you jack shit. Have you not noticed now? Like, I mean, they're telling you now they're going to have big outages and everything all bloody winter, right? Now that these companies, they're all fake, right? And they're all agents, fake agents. They're not supplying you anything, right? They're not giving you anything. So, they don't give you anything. You just need to get rid of them. Okay? Don't get mixed up with, at the end of the day, Clive, yeah, all window letters off-road, by the way, just in case that anyone didn't know that. I'm going to have to shoot off. I'm just going to quickly read this one. Oh, I need my bloody glasses again. Yeah. Okay. Well, it just says Facebook user, but you're talking about local debt collection agencies. First of all, I mean, I would just block their numbers. It shouldn't. Why on earth have they got your number? block the number so that you can't get texts or phone calls from them. You need to do everything by post, by mail. And then, if anything does come in a window, you can close it. But if you want to avoid controversy, then you would do the way I do it. And you don't have to buy it through the smasherdebt.com. You can go on the membership website. And it's all there. It tells you exactly how to do it. And I'm not. It's pennies for the Geo. They can cut your supply for having your own meter. No, they cannot. No, especially not if, I don't know where you are. Where do you live? America? Out of Mongolia? If you're in the United Kingdom, they can't cut nothing off. All right? So you're wrong. You're wrong. You're totally 100% wrong. Anyway, going to be going off soon. Quick look. They tried to take you to court. Right. Well, trying is a big difference from cutting you off. But you could speak to me and I'll help you get sorted all out. But they cannot. At the end of the day, if you are in the UK, the law states that you're not allowed to cut off water, electricity, and gas, because people had died, and that's why they had changed it to make sure that nobody died. What do you mean by the private website, Michelle? Do you mean like Smash? claimyourstrawman.com, or how to actually become a member on it? I don't know about different countries, Petri. You would have to try and figure out a little bit more. Yeah, in New Zealand, I've heard that they do get disconnected, so everything is a little bit different. Become a member. Okay, I tell you what I'll do. I'm gonna put a link up here. How to become a member, but only because you're asking. Where the hell is it? There it is. Oh, trying to copy it. It won't even let me copy it. Come back on there and I'll put it in there. There you go. Click on that and then you can. There you go. Jamie, is that right? I'll tell you what, I'll have a quick look at the thing later and I'll try and work it out. Sometimes it does do funny things. It isn't me. It's technical, like other things that have nothing to do with me. But I'll have a look and see. I've put the link up there to become a member. Tinrib. Okay. So anyone else that has anything, I'm gonna have to shoot off. So if there's any other questions, right, go to the email, peter@claimyourstrawman.com, and put anything in there, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. And we're trying very hard. Yeah, if you did open it, like what he's just saying, like if you've opened something to have a look what was in it, you can just put on opened by mistake. Like if you get these debt letters and you open it because you're too curious, you are, aren't you? Oh, what does it say? What does it say? I know they're going to tell me something horrible, but I'm going to open it anyway. And you open it and it goes, you all fucking, oh, bollocks. Right, seal it and just put open by mistake, blah, 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 and you can put on return to sender. You can still do it, you still can. Makes it a little bit more fun, because at the end of the day, we have to play games with them and play their games as well, So anyway, I'm going to have to shoot off. I really am. And I will. I've got to do the membership one tomorrow night, and I'm going to talk about how to do things and how to actually put things in the private, from house in the private, business in the private, as well as yourself in the private. All right, but that's obviously for the private membership. Have to do that for them, as well as a few other things, and go over the A for V on how to actually pursue a judgment on the A for V, because a few people have been doing it wrong. But take care. Take care. I have to shoot. All right. Have a good weekend. Have a good evening. Hopefully everyone's doing good. Look after each other. Look after everybody. Look after your dogs. Look after your cats. Look after your animals. All right. And I will see you all later. I will see you all very, very soon. Take care, everyone. I love everybody. Take care. All right.